I don't know what's going on. Netflix is acquiring a lot of shows, and a lot of people not watching that shit.
Mm. Well, I think that Vince Staple. Well, if you guys don't know, Vince Staple had a show. It lasted for 2 seasons, but Netflix has announced that they're not going to renew for a third season. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Um, there's a couple questions, right? A lot of people said that from our comments on Black Millionaires Instagram page that first season was great.
Yes.
And sometimes the first season is great. And
Yeah.
it was the second season that kind of like lost a little bit of viewership. So it says season 2, which had about 1.7 million views after its November 6th premiere in
Mhm.
2025, down from around 4.6 million views from season 1
Yes.
when it debuted. So it's like Netflix is looking for megastars.
Yeah, and they looking for consistency. Like if
Yeah.
you don't grow, at least you retain, that 3 to 4 million
I was going to
person
say,
audience. But if your audience is dropping off, they're in the business of retaining people.
yes.
And because Netflix is one of those subscriptions where they got so much content. I might only go on there for 2 or 3 things.
Mhm.
That's it. Like I'm not going on there. I'm gonna discover some other stuff,
Right, you will.
but you go on there for, like, if you were a big Vince Staples fan and you didn't have a Netflix subscription, this is a reason to go get a Netflix subscription because you watching the show. But if season 2 is terrible, well, I'm gonna just cancel my subscription. I'm not watching it no more, and I'm moving on.
Well, see, that's the thing. Season 2 wasn't terrible. I think that it was just directionally different from season 1.
Yeah.
And I don't think, here's the thing, you're at 50-50.
Mhm.
Like, season 1 did amazing. Season 2 didn't do as well. Why not give them a season 3 just, just to see
Well,
what's
I
going
think the problem is they're green lighting so many
The
and
other
acquiring
shows?
so many other shows that they're like, hey, we can pour these same resources into something that is already working, because there's a lot of hit shows on Netflix and things and series that are already working. So, and then man, when you black, you don't get no second shot. Like
Yeah,
let's be honest. Like you get that one shot to get in the door. Once you fumble that,
it's a wrap.
it's a wrap.
And that's what I'm saying. And then a lot of people didn't even know about Vince. Like,
Yes.
and that's the thing. I feel like it's really hard because Netflix has, they do advertise, but it has to be to kind of like your algorithm. And I feel like with a new show, you kind of got to advertise to people even if it's not your algorithm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's also one of the things that could have like grew the brand, because even if the old audience was falling off, there could have been new people who didn't even, and there was people in the comments like, oh, I didn't even know he had a
Right.
show. And then he's one of those people who you like know from somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
he's not like a Dave Chappelle or a Mike Epps or
He's
anything.
not like an A-list
But
celebrity,
he's been in the game so long, you're like, oh
and he
yeah.
do so many things that
Yeah.
you like. You respect him. You know he's a celebrity, but you like, I don't know where from,
Yeah.
but if I see him, I'm gonna take a picture with him.
Yeah,
Like
legit.
he's one of those type of dudes.
Legit.
Like,
I think he'd be great on Tubi though. Like
yeah.
if the show positioned itself, because I think 1.7 million is still a lot.
And that's what I was going to say with the viewership. Now, if they would have said 500,000, 200,000, I'm just like, okay,
Yeah.
that's kind of low for the amount of
You
viewers
could grow
Netflix
1.7.
have. But 1.7, even though people were saying the season was bad, that's still a good amount of cult following and audience, I think. But we never really know how the metrics work because Netflix isn't as open as like a YouTube or
Right.
one of those platforms.
You would hope they would give it to him at least.
Yeah, but this is reporting coming from Deadline, and obviously Deadline has a lot of inside information that we don't have or that the public doesn't have. So I'm going to trust their reporting on this. But I think it's inevitable. A lot of these shows that are on Netflix that are being acquired, they can survive on platforms like YouTube and stuff like that and have a big cult following.
Yeah.
But when it goes behind a paywall like a Netflix that you don't control, their expectations is a lot higher. So,
Mm.
like you said, 1.7 million on Tubi. He's the best,
I
the
was gonna
hottest shit on
say
Tubi. But
yes.
Tubi and Netflix are not in the same
That's what
ballpark.
I'm saying. They want mega
They
stars
want
and
hits
they want
or
mega shows.
yes,
Yeah.
they want
Hmm.
hits.
Yeah.
Um,
And
especially
rightfully so.
if they have to produce it themselves, put a bunch
I
of
was
money
gonna
behind
say,
it.
and rightfully so, they put a lot of money into things, so they want, they're capitalists like everybody else. They want 500 times what they put in.
Exactly. They want a Stranger Things. They want
Yes,
a
yes.
Squid Games.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's the stuff that moved the needle for them.
Yeah.
And it's like they bought Squid Games for like $1 million or something.
Squid Games went crazy.
And they made like $5 or $6 billion off Squid Games. They bought it for, and that's the thing. Let's say they paid Vince Staple $1 million.
Yeah.
They can just, and they paid Squid Games $1 million. So now, unfortunately,
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
he's getting the
He's being
he's being
compared.
compared to that when in reality
Yeah.
everything is not going to be a Stranger Things.
That's the
Everything is
truth.
not going to be a Squid Games. But when you're on Netflix, you are being compared to that.
Yeah.
But like if you're on YouTube, people not comparing yourself to Mr. Beast because it's like,
No.
well, we're all independent creators at this
Yeah,
point. Like
yeah.
I'm doing my thing, Issa Rae doing her thing,
Right.
everybody doing their thing. So
Well, yeah, 1.7. If you were consistently at 1.7 million on YouTube,
yeah,
you good.
yeah, you like some of the hottest shit.
Yeah,
on
I was
YouTube.
about to say, yeah. So at the opportunities are there.
Yeah,
Maybe you have to humble yourself a little bit because you're not on Netflix no more.
yeah.
But opportunities are still there.
I mean, they still wasn't promoting. I say this all the time. They expect black-owned media to just promote them, and when we don't promote them, because like somebody asked me this, they was like, why do y'all? It seemed like y'all only report the bad news, and I'm like, well, the reason we only, it seems like black news favors bad news is because when it's good news, we don't get that inside reporting. We don't get the behind the scenes of the Vince Staples show.
Yeah.
That's the good news. All the white media companies get that shit. We don't get that. But we get the public press release that y'all getting canceled. So that's all we got to talk about.
Yeah.
We don't know how much the CEO of X, Y, and Z is making until they get fired. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now they got fired. Now we got something to talk about.
Yeah.
We don't know. Like John Henry Styles, when we just talked about that. I reached out to them before on some promotion and let's work together. Let's do this. Because when I was doing my tour, I went to Texas. I'm like, hey, I'm big in Dallas and Houston. Like, let's do something. We didn't hear nothing. Now y'all going bankrupt and y'all out of business. Now we got public
like
information.
You bullying, but you're not. It's like actually.
I tried to reach out and do promotion with y'all and collabs with y'all. So, but the Vince Staples situation, I didn't see any promotion.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Some people was like, wow, he had a show. I didn't even know that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I think Netflix dropped the ball too.
Yeah,
it wasn't just the writers.
They dropped the ball too, but then they pick and choose who they're gonna prop up.
Yeah, they do.
If your show is going down.
Here's the thing: I didn't even get into Stranger Things until like the 3rd season.
Yes.
Because
they kept consistently marketing.
I was gonna say consistently, and I'm like, all right, let me watch this show with these kids.